Hi friends, and welcome back. Today we are going to be creating nature paintbrushes together. So first what you're going to need are all of the fun things that you gathered on your nature walk, some paper, and paints of whatever color you choose. I'm choosing to paint with red, blue, and green today. Now let's get started. Before we can start our nature picture, first we're going to take a walk and see what we want to use for our paintbrushes. You can collect leaves, grass, flowers, whatever you think you can use to create your own paintbrush. After you've gathered all of your materials, you're ready to start making your paintbrush. So here I gathered some long sticks that I'm going to use. And I think I want to start by using some of my leaves that I collected to make my paintbrush. So I'm going to grab my tape and my materials, and I'm going to start wrapping them around my paintbrush. And now I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to wrap my leaves around the handle of my paintbrush. I'm going to add a couple more on this side. Here we go. So here is a paintbrush made out of leaves. Next I'm going to I gathered a bit of a pine tree. I'm going to take these and I'm going to make my next paintbrush. And now I'm going to begin wrapping my tape around. Here's another one. Next, I found these really pretty purple flowers that I wanted to use. I'm going to use this stick for that. I'm going to gather them around my stick. Grab my tape and wrap them together. Next, I found this whole piece of grass that I'm going to use to make my next paintbrush. I'm going to grab the stick that I'm going to use and my tape and wrap these around. Just like this. And my last one I'm going to do is I found these really cool flowers. And this is going to make my last paintbrush. Once you've created all of your paintbrushes, you are ready to start painting. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect this grass paintbrush right here, and I'm going to dip it into my paint. I'm going to try and dip all of the edges of this grass into my paint. And I'm going to mark the paper. I'm going to dip it into the blue and drag it some more. This is what it looks like so far. Now I want to add some red to my picture. So what I'm going to use is my flowers that I gathered here. And I'm going to dip the tops of the flower into the paint. Now I have the tips of the flower in paint. I'm going to start creating my picture. Do you see how you can see the petals of the flower in the red? I really like the way that looks. I'm going to add some green now. Dipping them into my paint, and now I'm going to add it to my red. Just like that. Next, I want to see what kind of creation I can make with the needles I found from the pine tree. This one I'm going to dip into the blue. Dipping into our blue. I'm making sure to get all the little pieces of pine needles onto my paintbrush. And now you're ready to create your picture. I really like the way you're able to see all of the pine needles from that paintbrush. I really like the way that looked. Now I'm going to dip some red into it too. You can do 2 colors, you can do 3 colors, you can do whatever you'd like. Now I have blue and red on my pine needle paintbrush. I'm going to press it onto my paper. Do you see how you can see the red and blue pine needles? Now let's see what our flower paintbrush is going to look like. I'm going to dip that in the green. I load it up with a green, and I'm going to drag it across the top of my picture. And this is our flower paintbrush. A flower makes a bigger design than when we were using the pine needles here. Let's see what happens when I dip it into the blue. I'm going to do the blue at the bottom of my picture. And here is the blue. And lastly, we have our leaf paintbrush. I like that. It has all different points, so you can dip each one of these into a different color if you'd like, or you can do it all the same color. I'm going to dip a little bit of each color into my paint. I'm going to grab a little green, and a little blue, and a little red. And now, let's dip it on our picture. I'm going to drag this across the middle of my picture, give a little bit more pink. Here, you can press down on it. Even if you wanted to paint the front of your leaf and use that to make your picture, you can do that too. You'd be able to see all the veins inside the leaf on your picture. I'm gonna go a little this way, go at the bottom of my picture, and there we go. You can see each paintbrush made a different mark on my picture. The pine needles, the flowers. I love how unique it looks. Thanks for creating with me. Have a great day.